Welcome to the show, Gordon. Thank you for joining us today. Can you tell our viewers a little bit about the forestation project you're overseeing?
Well, we're talking about a massive undertaking, folks, a reforestation project in the northern short grasslands of Saskatchewan, Canada. Think about it, taking barren, dusty plains and turning them into lush forests. It's ambitious, it's expensive, and frankly, it's a logistical nightmare. But we're doing it because we have to. Climate change, deforestation, you name it, we're battling it all one sapling at a time.
And what's your role in this project?
I'm one of the chairs on the board of directors for the forestry project. We're the ones tasked with making sure this whole thing doesn't fall apart, which is a task that feels a lot like trying to herd cats, or maybe it's more like trying to wrangle a pack of feral goats. You never know what they're going to do next.
Can you tell us more about some of the challenges you've encountered in the project?
Oh, where do I even begin? We've got environmental groups screaming about endangered species, local communities worried about their water supply, indigenous communities feeling like their sacred lands are being encroached upon, and timber suppliers trying to get their hands on our wood before it even hits the ground. It's a never ending saga.
What are some examples of conflicts you've had to deal with?
Remember that time when the local community in Saskatchewan was freaking out about us using up all the groundwater? We were accused of stealing their water to nourish our precious little trees. I was on the phone with the local council for hours trying to explain that our project would actually help conserve the water table. It was like pulling teeth, but eventually they came around.
How do you manage to navigate these conflicts?
You've got to be a diplomat, a negotiator, a psychologist, all rolled into one. You have to understand everyone's concerns, even when you think they're completely off base. Sometimes you just have to grit your teeth and be patient. Sometimes a little bit of humor helps too.
Can you give us an example?
One time I was mediating a meeting with some environmental activists. They were all up in arms about the impact of our project on the local ecosystem. I said, "Look, I understand your concerns, but honestly, the impact on the environment is far less severe than the impact of dealing with all of you." And they weren't too happy about that, but it did lighten the mood a bit.
Do you think the project is achieving its goals?
We're making progress. We've planted millions of trees, and the forest cover in the area is increasing, which is a good thing for the environment. But I can't say we're exactly winning any awards for our customer service. Just yesterday, I had to deal with a group of landowners who were upset that their property values were going down because we were planting all these trees. I tried to explain to them that their property values would increase in the long run, but they were having none of it.
Is there anything you'd change about the project?
Oh, tons. If I could go back in time, I would have hired a few more mediators or maybe a team of professional therapists to deal with all the anxieties and frustrations. Maybe we could even have a spa on site where people could unwind after a stressful meeting. I'm not sure if it would actually solve any problems, but it would certainly be more relaxing.
What are your hopes for the future of the project?
I hope that one day we'll have a thriving forest that is a source of pride for the local community, a refuge for wildlife, and a symbol of our commitment to a sustainable future, and that we'll all survive the process with our sanity intact.
Thank you for your time, Gordon.